being productive right now in society for somebody making a lot of money off of your labor, and this is supposed to be your restitution for the crimes you committed, right? When we look at this war of criminal versus upholder, officer of the law, right? What you see is the inmate has no wins against the criminal justice system from the time that he's a criminal. It's 2 levels.
Well, depending on
what I mean by that, from. It's way, their gang is too big, right? They got probation officers, they got corrections officers, they got police officers, they got sheriffs, they have state troopers, they have judges, they have attorney generals, they have district attorneys, they have prosecutors. Pardon me. What I'm getting at is a lot of people don't look at that as the same team.
Yeah.
That's one baseball team with many positions. And if you get stuck looking at only the pitcher and the catcher, you forget how important the right fielder is and touch that home run. Right? So you got so much to fight as the future inmate. And by the time you make it to that level, which is the bottom rung, you're dealing with the bottom rung of the upholders of the law, which means they're not too far removed from you, one action removed from you. So I told you, you put wolf on sheep, that wolf won't eat. Most prisoners are in a system where they see corruption by police officers all day long. How can you reform them? And you got that same officer saying, be like me. Fake like you're doing good, and do bad to get ahead.
Yeah.
You're just teaching me ways to be sneakier, slicker. You're just opening my network up so that it's harder to catch me in things that I do.
Shit, over 50% of all contraband enter prisons through guards.
Yeah.
Over 50% of contraband enter prisons, not through inmates, not through people visiting.
How else can
guards?
Yeah.
And most of the contraband that's in there through inmates, though you will have a few slick ones that can just beat anything, is due to a lack of due diligence on the part of the officer doing their job for how it even got in here anyway. So the corrections officer in the visiting room, he ain't gonna search the one with the fat ass because he's a pervert and he likes to look at women that are well endowed.
That's right.
So my man get his bill to come up there with a fast and some big titties and drugs and contraband everywhere, and he's so busy going. He gonna get the ugly lady right here. Pardon my language, but in his opinion, the ugly lady, he gonna put her to the side and search her. So, you know, these are the ways you can't reform prison. There is no prison.
Yes. I mean, well, one second.
Prison abolishment is what we should be.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that both of y'all are saying that, because here's the macro to that. And this is what makes, again, this such a great way of just saying what is prison reform. Because here we go. The question is just simple. What is prison reform? Some people, you could take it rhetorical, however you want to take it. You got 2 different definitions of it. But how are you going to have prison reform in an ineffective system? Like, the system itself is ineffective.
Yeah.
So that's the guys right there. So it's like, what is prison reform? It's literally, 100. I'm proposing as a rhetorical question. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because because technically, I was gonna say part of say, I was just gonna say add to that a little bit. What you're saying, because technically, you go by definition of prison reform is the attempt to improve conditions, to improve the penal system, to improve the alternative to incarceration. So technically, right, you could kind of say, okay, they have started that road because the weed offenders or the nonviolent offenders more and more getting left out of prison. So technically, that's a form of prison reform. You know what I mean, right? That they can sell you on. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like somebody coming in to be the player, and he's talking about crime. We help crime. Okay, yeah, you drop crime. Just instead of 3,000, we now had 2980. Okay, great. Great.
Right. So you touch on a good topic, Sos, because basically what you're doing is the same way you've been fooling us that slavery in America over. Mm-hmm. Slavery exists in 2022. Mm-hmm. You talking about reforming a system of slavery.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Mm-hmm. I thought we were supposed to have gotten rid of slavery. Right? Mm-hmm. In prison, they worry about you working more than they worry about you going to a rehabilitative program.
Yeah.
Why is that? The prison doesn't even run without the prisoners. Who cooks the food, who washes the clothes, who does the repairs on the buildings, man? Who does this? People think about that. You think it's outside contractors fix that leak in that roof and on that housing facility over here? Mm-hmm. No, that's more than likely facilities, somebody around with one officer as a supervisor out there fixing the roof where they gotta stay. Then they come back in unit and brag about it. Yo, I fixed that patch.
I fixed that. That's me.
That's my work right there.
That's my work right there. You ain't got no drip because of me.
My work right there.
That's funny.
Yo, this was some of the funniest shit to me, and I say that not in the sense of hilarious, in the sense of it made no sense. I watch people rebel against everything that they come to jail in. Mm-hmm. I don't get that. Mm-hmm. Right? So an earlier question of yours was, what changed me to walk down this road of positivity? I've always been walking along the road of positivity. I just stumbled along the way, bro. Mm. Because what is positive for me, just like prison reform, may not be positive for you. Or the extreme of positivity you're talking about may be 100. I might just want to be 1. I'm still positive.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You understand what I'm telling you? It's some totality of your deeds and actions that make the characteristics of you. You're not a bad person because you smacked one individual. You've committed a bad act. And if you continually do it, it becomes a part of your character, which is a flaw of yours. But you may have 99 other spectacular attributes about you, which overall makes you a good person. Mm. So that's how I look at life, period. The pedophile may be immaculate in life. To me, that's atrocity that wipes all that out, to me. But I'm not the judge.
Wipes out all the positivity. That's right. That one act. That's right, bro.
That's right.
To me, mm-hmm. Right? And so I can only judge my kingdom.
That's right.
And now, what in that, if that is a action, then there is a opposite and reaction to that same thing. That if you are 99 good things, but you are a pedophile, you out of there. I ain't rocking with you. So the opposite reaction to that would be if you are a good person and you commit one thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same spectrum, guys. To
me, the Bible says, the Bible, according to the Bible, We could be sinners for 99 days of our 100 years of life. And if we repent on that 100th day, we make it to heaven. But see, repent don't just mean to admit or acknowledge the wrongdoing. To repent means to truly be at one, to atone for it, to recognize the error of your ways and correct those. So some of the things you may have been convicted for, you may never change your ideology on it. You'll never correct those ways. I changed the ideology on my path to financial freedom. I never changed my role of positivity.
I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying. Right. It didn't change your moral character. You just did.
I'm about to tell weed right now.
Yeah.
No, you understand me. I'm about to sell weed from now for the rest of my life as an upstanding citizen.
Yeah.
A part of the cannabis culture.
Right. That's
right. As far as cannabis growing,
I told you that I sold weed.
Was something, you know, people were convicted of prior.
That's crazy right
and
there.
I will be doing good for my community because I will be selling someone that is medicinal and needs not only in the physical, but the mental reparations of a person.
That's crazy, right? Right. You sit there going to jail for a lot of that type crime, and now you're going to be out here.
But guess what?
Legally feed your family.
I was doing that same.
Right. You're going to be viewed as a criminal. He going to be viewed as a businessman. Ain't that something?
I was doing that same thing. My mission was the same when they deemed it illegal.
Yeah.
You understand? Peace to the wife, you know.
Yep. Peace, shower.
You good.
Yep. So, you know,
like I'm saying, like, go ahead. My bad. It was a delay, so I ain't catch you speaking.
Nah, add on, bro.
All right, so, like I'm saying, I never wanted people to get confused that the character of the man I am has always been me. And I do appreciate the introduction, but let me say it myself. Like, I'm a good guy to those who are good to me. I'm a bad guy to those that are bad to me. I expect everyone to be the same. It's only right. It's the law of nature. Every action has an opposite and equal reaction, man.
That's ordinances
so
that
if you
were
smack
built
me
into human nature, though. You know what I'm saying? Those are ordinances that are built into human nature. And that's why I think even at the root of all of this, it's still about human behavior. You know what I mean?
We know better. And what I mean by we, as human families of the planet Earth, we know that there's no beginning nor end to this, right? Yet a lot of people consume every day of their life awaiting the apocalypse, looking toward the end, because they know in the cycle of things, there will be a changing of the time. So whether we go from ice age, the fire age, whatever, and there will be a wiping out of history, but there will always be regeneration. Right? Always. It always has been, always will be, man. Right? The earth is not split its axis yet, which meant that the weight of the world is still the same. No matter how many people have died, those have been born. Right? We still got water and stuff here to sustain.
Christ told his disciples, follow me through the regeneration. That's why I like the word regeneration.
That's right.
Christ said it.
We talk about global warming, right? We talk about global warming, but when you truly understand global warming, like, that's just a tilting of the axis that took many, many, many thousands of years to happen. And then will be global cooling, will take us back to the ice age, and everything will be frozen. It's going to take 25,000, 26,000, 27,000 years, man.
Yeah.
And 27,000 years ago, we had no written form of keeping records. And if we did, that knowledge was wiped out only to regenerate again. So are we building up from something that was once here? Because so you do realize that you can't form something great out of something that isn't there. So like you couldn't have the mindset to even come up with a computer if there was not some basis for this to exist. Right? I can't
like you can't tell a lie without knowing the truth. That's how I look at it. You can't tell a lie without knowing the truth.
That's facts.
Word up.
Right? Anything else you just misspoke.
Yeah.
Right? And that's great that you say that. People are like, yes, you can tell a lie. Like you can say that's red and it's really blue, but you didn't lie. You were mistaken.
Yeah. Right.
You can only lie when you know the truth. So that is very great that he said that. You cannot tell a lie unless you know the truth.
Right. That's a great point.
Right? If I'm colorblind and you ask me what color is this and I say black, but it's really red, you ain't gonna say I'm lying. You're gonna say I see. If you know I see the same thing as you and you got 20/20 vision, and you ask me what color is that red shirt and I tell you blue, you're gonna say you're lying. You know the truth because I know you see like me. We've judged this before. Every other color I see, you say it's that color, right? So that's philosophical. I don't know that me and you see the same colors for green. What I do color see and the color you see, we named it green. So you see what I see for red, for green, but you've been calling it green forever. We do know that. Every time I say green, you're gonna go back to the mental picture of whatever you vision green to be. Yeah, think about that. Because me and you don't know if we see the same two colors for green. We just know we call that color green.
Right. That's why some people be like, well, that's greenish. That's where the ish come in at.
So, being all inclusive.
Or like if it's an accident, and they say, what was the color of the car? I've seen it where it was two different descriptions of the color of the car, even though they both looked at the same car. You know what I'm saying? And gave two different descriptions of the same car.
Well, what's funny about that is without detail, they say the devil is detail. So if something goes by and it's aqua, I could say that's blue or green. Because aqua is a bluish green or green is blue. Right? The hue, what is it, right? So I say that because I'm not wrong, but just because I'm right don't make me exact. See, so you got wrong, right, and then you got exact. And wrong is one extremity, right? Exact is the next extremity, and everything in between is right.
Man.
One is wrong, one is exact, and everything in between is right. Because if it ain't wrong, it gotta be right.
Yeah, right.
But if it ain't exact, it can be wrong or right.
Right. That's right.
Right.
And that's
one thing if it ain't wrong. That's real. That's real. I said that because, bro, we have to stop making certain things black and white and then creating a wide expanse of shady gray area for a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Like the saying it is what it is, always has been, always will be. Like it is what it is. So prison reform, you either going to have prison or you're going to have reform, man.
You're going to have prison or you're going to have reform. And that's why I was saying it's more of, and one of those questions, man. And it really was something that I thought about it, where I'm just like both of y'all. Like I think we're all in agreement that it's, something that affects us. And, again, going back to what SOSA was saying, the whole point of the podcast is invoking these emotions, whether it's from an entrepreneur, a small business, education, prison reform, and bringing in real people, man, that can really give us the nuts.
Well, that's what I look
bolts.
at.
You know what I'm saying?
That's great. And I'm good. What I know about prison is a timeout, man. So when you ever hear somebody say like, lock my body, can't trap my mind, what that mean is you're going to take time to think about what you need to do to be successful in society, man.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can keep trying to do it your way when in their game and lose.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can find your niche and your path in their game. You can be a spectator, be a player, be an umpire, be a referee, what you want to do, right? Be an announcer, sportscaster, right? 1,000 things to do in the game. But you ain't got to be the streaker on the field just to get on the camera, man.
Right.
A lot of youth in the hood, man. We the streakers.
Mm-hmm.
We the streakers in the hood.
We just want to get on camera,
man. We want to be seen. We want to go down in history, that's right? Dope. A lot of us call ourselves block legends, right? I just did a rap the other day. 38 Special. Shout out to Griselda. You feel me?
Yeah, nice.
38 Special says something about
Butch.
He wanted to shout out the hood lesson, Charles something. See, and I say Charles something because I don't know who he is. We must be Sonny in Buffalo. Right. And that's the mindset of the hood. Mm-hmm. Yo, I was the man in Buffalo. Like, yo, homie, I'm international, man. Like, my success is touching every person and family on this planet Earth, man. Mm-hmm. Some type of way, education, something. And when I say that, I want.
Oh.
When I say that, I want a description given like my man SOSA. I want your memory of me to be a good one. Fundamentally, that's the person I am, man.
And that's why I think overall, with bringing up that question, I think this was healthy. It's sparking the conversation, and it got three brothers to talk. You know what I'm saying? And we're at the table and we're thinking of solutions and really narrowing this thing down, because it really boils down to what you said even earlier. Sos and both of y'all, iterated on it. Is that something that's just practical, or it just sound good in theory? You know what I mean? Does prison reform, is this really something practical, or does it just sound good in theory, man? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's kind of what it boils down to. Like, does it just sound good in theory?
Yeah. And
prison to this system, the system of America, is multifunctional, man. And we must not forget the functions that it plays. It provides employment, right? It provides services at a cheap labor, right? It provides population control, right? Mm-hmm. And it promotes conformity to the American system, or else face the price of steep penalization, man.
Yeah.
So it's no wonder that the crimes that are committed by the black and the brown are those penalized more.
Yeah.
They can't, you can't separate when one of their own commits the act. They have to fall by the wayside too. However, we do see where they get preferential treatment. I heard a new term called affluenza, as if it was influenza. The boy was so affluent, they said, that he didn't recognize the error of his ways and created manslaughter with a vehicle when he was drunk and got off with a 10-year probation, man.
And before that, remember him and his mom ran off to Mexico. Remember that? They ran off to Mexico?
Yes.
And Mexico had to extradite him back. He got in the pickup truck with like all his homies in the back of the pickup truck. He driving drunk.
Now tell me,
and kills like four of his friends.
Tell me how that makes sense when he should know, he should be the one to know better first, right? Mm-hmm. With coming from such an affluent background, he had all the best teachers. He's seen all the best, right? Yet you take you from impoverished neighborhoods, from lesser economic conditions, who really don't know better, who really just seeking out a better way to live, man, by said criminal acts, and keep them away for a long time. And please explain to me how you expect love to be given back to a system that's treating them like that. Like, how don't you respect rebellion?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's all like crazy. I mean, I think a big thing that we got to think about is for one, you know, especially like in our Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. I mean, you know, we're in impoverished systems, you know, we're impoverished neighborhoods and in a system, you know, that has us impoverished. Now, I'm a firm believer that, you know, you can't use none of that as excuse though. You know, I mean, you gotta, you know, whatever happens,
no excuses.
Still gotta find your way out of it.
That's
period.
Right.
Point blank.
Right.
You know what I mean? Period. Point blank. You know what I mean? Because you can do it. It's just gonna be hard. It's gonna be 10 times, 20 times harder.
But
you
see,
know,
some
that,
people, bro, don't even have.
Go with that.
Some people don't even have the will. Like they've just succumbed to it. They don't even want to get out of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I know we grew up with some people. It's like, yo, why are you keep going back to jail, bro? Like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, also,
like,
too, I think we got
people, you know what I mean?
And also, too, I think we can't.
Hold on. Let's touch on that because what we want the people to know is we all become comfortable with familiar. Mm-hmm. Right? A popular saying of longtime prisoners is you only remember 2 days about prison, the day you come in and the day you leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything else is just right. And I didn't get that while going through this. What the hell they talking about? I remember every day of this. But guess what? 2 days got the most of me about my prisoner. Mm-hmm. The day they locked me up and the day they released me, man. Mm-hmm. It's hard to remember details about the whole days of those other days. I remember vividly events. But those 2 days I'm telling you, I can tell you from the time I woke up to the time
right. Everything else was just, you know, whatever. It's all whatever. But you remember them days.
Right. And because those two were the extreme highs and lows of the emotional spectrum.
Yo, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I certainly agree with you, Sos, about the no excuses though, bro. I definitely agree with you, Sos, wholeheartedly
that's
about
real.
the no excuses, bro.
And what
that's
I mean,
real, Sos.
You can't make excuses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just think like, you know what? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we already know, it's like, okay, if you tell me I'm gonna go fight Mike Tyson, right? I already know what I'm probably gonna lose, but if I fight him, I gotta go get this bat. Like I ain't just gonna let him beat me up. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna grab this pipe. I'm gonna go, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I'm just giving this analogy, like you're mentally prepared to go. And I think that we got to stop sugarcoating it, man. We know what it is. Yeah, you're gonna have to go 10 times harder than your counterpart, right? To get out of this. You're gonna have to fight like hell, scrap like hell. You're gonna have to go talk to people. You're gonna have to go get some people to help you. You're gonna have to go get some mentors. You might have to humble yourself, whatever you gotta do, but understand that you can do it. Period. You can do it. Now it's going to be the stacks going to be stacked against you, right? And there are some people that, you know what? There are some people that no matter what you do, it's almost impossible for them to do it, right? That's even lower than even lower of the low. You know what I mean? So that is true too. But I think that we got to stop, you know, it's as a whole in our neighborhoods, man, we got to stop making excuses. I think that's just my personal.
That's another topic though. right?
It is.
He was talking about
is.
prison reform, and I'm gonna tell you why that's another topic.
That is another topic. That is another topic. I mean, I'm
You gotta take care of your own. You gotta take it. No.
Yeah.
Only understand why I say that. So I said that because I agree with you wholeheartedly about the no excuses, right? You got to go hard at what you want and pick yourself up and get back up on that bike, right? If you ask my brother, I never make no contingencies about why I went to jail. Matter of fact, I say things like, well, they got for that amount of time, which may have been too much for that crime committed by their rules and regulations. But I know I was doing wrong, and I was subjected to whatever they gave me. Like it could have been death, so it could have been worse.
Right, but look at you now. Look at you now.
Right. Well, you could have looked at me my whole time. I was always
but
great.
What I was saying, you could have been
the day I walked in there, like this. Right?
That's right.
And I say that because people say, why did he go through that journey? Why not me? Right? I went through that journey because I was strong enough when everybody thought I was too weak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the path laid out for me before I was ever here, man.
That's right,
man.
I went and spread knowledge and wisdom throughout that hellhole for some people to, make their situation better. Like, you know what I mean? And I know I took some lives in there and things happen, right? But universal truth when I say but, and I say that because but always seems like it's at opposition with whatever's being talked about. Sometimes it's just adding on, right?
Yeah.
Though we can't make excuses, we must take notice, though.
Yes.
That the cards is acting against you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, like you said, you gave two good points when you spoke about Tyson. You said, I'll probably lose, but I can win. I like those two statements. Me personally. I don't like most likely I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
And I don't like maybe I can win. Those two don't sound the same as I'll probably lose and I can win. Right? David beat Goliath, so Akey knocked Tyson the hell out.
Right.
That's right.
Like you said, I just gotta work hard. When you know better, show better. You don't go in there. You don't go in there on a hope and a prayer like, yo, I'm gonna just lift this one time, get this one banger, and come in there and hit him with a one banger. No, you have to condition yourself.
Yes.
And you have to know your subject. So it's
you
not
gotta
just
mentally and physically prepare yourself. That's right.
Goliath and David, when they fought, David beat Goliath not out of luck. He beat him because he knew his weak spot.
Hell yeah.
And he knew he was sharp with the slingshot.
That's right.
So it had nothing to do. So only thing he did, he found his weakness and he exploited it. Nobody else studied Goliath enough to know what his weaknesses were. All they saw was big, and so their mindset was, I'll probably lose anyway, so I might as well go ahead and fight. David said, man, I could beat this man. How do I do it?
That's right.
And he studied that man until he found his weakness. And then he strengthened his skills, honed those in so that he can come out right and exact, not just right. Because he could have came out right and it'd be a draw. But then you still got Goliath to deal with. He came out right and exact. He got rid of Goliath. It's over.
Man, listen, man. I mean, we gotta pretty much stop right there. We could go on all night, man. Like I don't know about y'all brothers, but I mean, we could go on all night. But I think you know, we normally end the podcast with like the top 5, but CI is like a resident guest. You know what I mean? This is a topic that I think that we got to keep on going. This ain't like a one show type thing. I personally would love to have the brother Akey on as an interview because he's also doing a lot of great. We didn't even get into that because we was on this topic. But man, this brother's got a lot of things going on, himself. And I just want to just say my personal thing is, man, I appreciate CI and everything he's brought to this podcast today, man, because he's really evoked thought And what I love is you know what I mean? We're talking prison reform, and this wasn't just the normal cookie cutter answers.
Right.
You know what I mean? He went from a totally, he went from, you know what I mean? He came in from this way on, you know what I mean? He gave you a totally different perspective to look at it. And I thought it was dope because it wasn't an average, you know, the answers kind of threw me off sometimes, you know, I'm gonna keep it real. And it made me think, it made me kind of try to visualize that and where he was coming from, man. So out of my personal, I just want to say, man, thank you for being a guest here and everything that you expanded upon today, man. I thought it was powerful and I thought it was dope. And you dropped a lot of things, man. What, you know, you got like, you know, we was like in your mind. And I thought that, you know, that was dope.
Absolutely.
That's love,
man.
bro. You know, y'all family, man. So they don't even know we just scratched the surface. So
we just scratched the surface.
stick
We just
around,
scratched the
nigga.
surface. We just scratched the surface. You listen,
man,
it would normally be like an hour. We've been on here like an hour, 50 minutes. I was looking like an hour, 40 minutes.
We're gonna have to probably chop this up into 2 episodes. It's certainly a good one. But to me, I like this one because it's conversation oriented. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's once again showing that 3 black men can come together who get one topic and look at that one topic in 3 different ways and can still have a positive conversation. And I got some of my errors, how I thought about things, corrected by, and hopefully some people out there who's listening, the members, now you have a better understanding, and it helps you invoke the thoughts even within your own family. So I certainly appreciated it from that aspect of just really having a straight up conversation, man, and being able to just build with 2 solid brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's a real conversation point, like it's a real subject matter that really affects us, and affects us as a whole, and the community as a whole.
I'm glad you touched on that, just because to bring it full circle, you know, for anybody, you know, that's paying attention to what I'm saying, I don't want you to think that I'm negative or anything. I'm just speaking from real terms. Now, we can talk ideally, and I can give you many points about how on paper we can make prison look better. The truth of the matter that prison is more than just the institution or the structure that's there. It's the mentality of the guards, it's everything. And so we got a lot to tackle before you reform that system of prison, man. Right? And it's such a cesspool, man, that how do you clean dirt? Like, how do you physically wash dirt?
How you gonna get Oscar the Grouch out? Well, what was my man on Sesame Street
that loved the garbage can?
Yeah, you would excuse my language, but he would be pissed off if you took him out that garbage can and put him in a clean mansion. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, nah, I like it grimy and dirty. Like old Dirty said, man, you know, I like it muddy and swampy.
To that point, that's why prison, that's another reason why prison can't be reformed, because some people love hell, man.
Yeah, man. More than they love right, brother. For real.
And when it's love, it's hard. You can't kill love. You can't kill love. And if I love misery and misery love company, check that out. Look at that, right? You can end it right there.
Be around some misery folk. You some miserable folk.
Hey, CI, so listen, man, before we get up out of here and you give your closing remarks, we got to dip into hip hop. I know we kind of went over the time.
The top 5.
Yeah, man, I got to hear CI top 5. Like, so I had to hear your top 5. You know what I'm saying? So CI, like we pick, you know,
all time.
Well, it's category CI. I apologize for automatically thinking you were going to go hip hop. But listen, though, the real thing is it's either could be movies, entertainment, hip hop.
So
and you just pick a top 5. So
top 5 sports
out of one of those categories.
What's your okay? So you
can pick like travel, your top 5, restaurants, your top 5, movies, your top 5,
Yeah, you top 5 in
entertainment,
that, right? You pick the category and the top 5 in that category.
Yeah. Like we even had a guest win as far as
that's a
top
good
5 albums, bro. That was dope.
Yeah. So we had, right. We've had albums, we've had destinations, vacations. You know what I mean? You pick a topic and we go with your top 5 of that.
Yeah, man. Just to humanize.
Yo, that's really good, right? So let me see. Oh,
it could be a
nice,
combination
man.
of all the categories. Shit, it's your list.
No, because I'm just trying to pinpoint. I'm trying to give you something a little different, but still give you a glimpse into me, right? So,
that's the theme of this one. It's different. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give you MCs because I think my top 5 MCs is not the norm, man.
Top
Let's
5
go.
MCs.
Let's hear it. Let's go.
That's our most popular so far.
Yes, top 5 MCs.
Right? And a lot of people will disagree with me, but we must understand that
it's your 5.
Things are evolved upon. So without the basement, the house ain't nothing. So don't tell me the attic the best floor. Like we can't even get there without the basement. So you know that, right?
Right.
All right. So my top 5 MCs. I'm gonna give you 2 that maybe a lot of the world agrees with. Jay and Iggy. We're gonna start with them 2 right there. I'm gonna tell you why, because I'm gonna break them down. And these are in no specific order when I give you these 5. These are just a top 5. This is a Mount Rushmore plus 1. Right? So I give it to Biggie because at a time you had to be gimmicky, dancers, rap suits, be a fly boy with some curls in hair or something like this fat black nasty ugly nigga came out, man, and made every girl in the world love, man. And he rapped about things that men and women felt, man. Like he did it from the same communities I came from, which is where this music originates from, right? Jay, because as my brother IJUST to tell you, we were young, but we actually saw the man here in Trenton. We can recognize the grounds that he stomped on. We can recognize some of the names they spit in records. We see the car of the girl that he's talking about on the blueprint, the song, right?
What's the
Valencia, Volvo had me making moves like, you feel me? Yes, right.
Out east. Back in Haiti in them days.
And I watched this corner boy. I watched the corner boy become a billionaire, man. And so it's bigger than rap when it comes to him, but we talking about rappers, and that's where he started off at, right?
Right.
All right. Melly Mel.
That's a good one. Melly Mel and the Furious 5.
From one song.
The Message.
Melly Mel from one song. The Message.
No doubt. That
song is instrumental and foundational to what we know rap to be right now.
One of the most important songs ever in hip hop.
Right? KRS-One.
Blast Master. The KRS-One. The teacher.
Yeah.
Take the title off the Bible song. God don't live there. That was KRS, man. You can't go wrong with him.
KRS is that dude.
Ghostface Killer, man.
Number 5, Ghostface Killer.
There you go. That was solid right there.
So you like Ghostface? I
don't know how you ain't think I was gonna throw. I don't know how you think I'm gonna throw the guard in there now. Now I done left out Nas, who's my man. and I done left out rock.
You
I
done
done
left
left
out
out
some
people, man. I thought about this hard before I did
Hey,
that.
man, listen.
I left out people that hurt me, that I slapped myself for. You feel me?
Yeah, I definitely
it's
would
a
not have
reason why I
had
did
Mel
that,
in my
man.
top five, but
I
it's
told you-
yours.
I told you I wanted to give you. I told you I wanted to give you a piece of me when I gave you that 5, right?
Yeah.
Hey, that was a piece.
And that song, the message, man, maybe it don't resonate the people of our age and younger because they wasn't living during them times. But if you old enough,
No,
to
that's
just
so.
think about
Listen,
what your mom and
I told you that's
moms
one of the
was
most
going through
important
around
hip
that
hop
time.
songs.
And think about it.
Hip hop. I just said Melly Mel would be my
I
top.
mean, he took us into the hood for real.
Yeah.
Man, he took us into the hood for real, man.
No, he did. No, that song right there.
People, that's not how people was rapping. We coming
That was
out
a
this
perfect description
era,
right there. That was a description, especially at that time. That was a perfect description.
He said, a child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, he killed that.
Little bank canvas, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, I think that line
Now,
right
Mel
there, I
responsible
think
for-
that line
Hold
right
up
there,
now.
I think that line sums up this whole podcast episode. That line you just said, man, it literally like is the, you know what I'm saying? Like it sums up this entire podcast episode, bro.
You know,
child is born blind. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you know, Melly Mel responsible for white lines too now, right, Sos?
Yeah.
No, white lines, a certified attraction going through my mind, and all the while I think you talking about straight cocaine, something like a phenomenon base, something like a phenomenon base.
He's talking about free base right there.
Right. Cocaine, man, it's been taken you to the hood,
right?
Man.
He's talking about free base, but you. Man, listen, man, this has been a dope. And what do you want for all our listeners? Do you want
to now, man?
Listen, I respect him. Listen, I respect him. I mean, listen, the song, I put it to song.
It's no G rap. Let me tell you something, no, for real. Like it ain't no Martin Luther King without Harriet Tubman. It's no G rap. It's no Nas. It's none of them without Melly Mel. It's no Shan. It's none of them without Melly Mel.
Well, there you have it, everybody. You know what I'm saying? This brother gave you his top 5.
I know y'all want to hear Wayne.
Love Melly Mel. But good brother.
Rock him, man.
Hey, man. That's right, man. Hey, and that's what make the list so
I should have
special,
gave you another
man.
5.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Hey, I should have said Busta Rhymes, Fat Lip, Numbskull, right? I just named people, Tech Nine and Twister. And then I can give you a reason for it, but I'm just telling you, like, really
I get it because music has always been such an important part of my life, especially hip hop, because those are moments, like defining moments. Certain songs and certain albums may not mean as much to one person, but it means a lot to me because it helped, you know, me in whatever moment I was in. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I'm glad you coined it like that. That's all music is.
Yeah. A good song, especially a good hip hop song, takes you to a place and time. You know what I mean? It brings back, you know, you hear that song.
Your song
that
is, I love music. I really love music. I'm just a child of hip hop. Like that shit raised me. Like I ain't talking about an album where I learned how to cook coke from. No, hip hop, the art form raised me, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't know nothing else. Right? So I don't know nothing else. So like my R&B is not the R&B of today. R&B back then was New Edition, you know, all that type of stuff. That was pop music, really. Like they wouldn't even consider R&B New Edition. They was pop artists, man.
Right.
Yo, do you have any?
You know what I'm saying? So like what we got R&B now is just pop. It's hip hop.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt. See,
What you
so
say?
man, listen, the recording actually about to stop. The recording on the Zoom about to stop. So I wanted to catch it before we stop to get the any closing remarks that you have.
I knew it was
No, I
before
thought
I
he
tried
said
to
that,
close.
but
I
it
knew he was
froze.
at that
It
end.
is, man,
It
because
froze.
you got to set the timer on here how long you want the Zoom. So I normally put for like an hour and 45 minutes. So it's showing me the countdown that it's about to clock out, you know what I mean, and start recording. So, and I wanted to catch any closing remarks on the recording that you may have prior to the recording going off.
I'm gonna hear what you. My closing remarks is a statement from a good man by the name of IJUST. Peace all, be victorious, man.
My brother.
My brother. Listen, man, there y'all have it, man. We going. This is a topic that we're gonna broach again. It's too vast of a topic. It's too big of a topic, and it's such a it's something that really impacts our community. So this is something, man, that we're gonna revisit again. We're going to have the brother CI on again. This is something that we're going
residential guest.
Going to, be talking about from time to time. Yes, man. So, there you have it, man. As always, to all our members, to all our listeners, to all our friends, all our constituents, as always, man, help empower us so we can help empower you.
Peace all and be victorious.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.